chores. You call them chores when you're a grown ass man? Do you call them chores? I don't know. Anyways, look at I wanted to come on here, a little short live stream to talk about getting 1% better. That's it. I had the idea. It was today when I was driving. I was driving earlier, and it was a little boring. Didn't have much going on, and some commercial came on, and you gotta pay attention to stuff like that because the universe is gonna give you signs along the way. You gotta pick up on these signs. And did I mess that up? No, I didn't. Something happened. What happened? Oh, my bad. Yeah, you gotta pick up on these signs. And it fell on my lap. It was an ad, some sort of commercial, something that said about 1%. I was like, that's all you gotta do. If you get that into your mindset, and like, okay, all I gotta do is become 1% better. It doesn't seem so like, oh man, I gotta lose fucking 50 pounds, or I gotta lose 100 pounds. It's just literally just 1% better. You gotta lose just 1%. You gotta lose weight. 1%, you gotta eat better. 1%, you gotta exercise more than what you already do. If you get 1% better at what you're already doing, my friend, that's improvement. That's becoming better. And that's self-development. That's self-improvement. Becoming better. So 1%, don't discredit 1%. Yeah, you may see other people making big jumps, big gains, but that's them. And each one of us has our own journey. Each one of us has our own path that we need to take. And that's our mission. But if you stop setting, change your goal. So if you change it up and say, okay, I'm gonna become 1% better. And stick to it. And every time, like, okay, I'm there. That 1% is solid. That 1% I'm mastering. That 1%, it's solid. It's not gonna change it. Hey Kim. Hi Antonio. What's up, Smiller? What's up, Antonio? Yeah, if you become that 1% better, and once you feel solid about it, once you feel like, okay, cool, it's sustainable. I got it here. I'm 1% better. It's not nothing that I'm gonna fall back on. It's there. It's there to stay. Then you can work on getting 1% better. Hey, do me a favor, hit the like button if you're here. There's 6 of us in here, 5 of us in here. Go smash that like button just to kind of get things going here. I got a little bit of time. I'll talk about this later on tonight. I just thought about it right now. It's like, okay, I'm running some chores. I got some time. I came home to clean up a little bit. I got to get back out there, do my thing. I'm going to go shopping with my wife right now. But I wanted to come in here to make this live so I wouldn't forget to when I go live later on, we can keep on going. So I will be going live. Make sure you subscribe so you can get notifications when I go live again, which is going to be later on tonight. We're going to be talking about this, about that 1% self-development mission. A lot of the times we get overwhelmed because, what do you mean I gotta work on my health? I gotta diet, exercise, wake up early. Like, dang, all those 3? It's like, yeah, okay, cool. Then I gotta work on my finances. Oh, I barely have any money, and you want me to work on that too? Confidence. Oh, I gotta build discipline. I gotta not do the things that I enjoy doing. Yeah, that's how you build discipline. Health, wealth, love, spirituality. I gotta start learning all this stuff that I don't know nothing about, and then I gotta share it. They could seem overwhelming. They could be like, and that's why we don't do it, because it's too much. Especially if all our lives we never taught to do it. All we ever were taught to was eat your food and go to school. Don't leave nothing on the plate. And then you do that stuff and you're overweight and you're unhappy. Like, great. Thanks for the great advice that I got all my life. Now you're an adult, you're grown, you're starting to have this these thoughts of, man, I know there's more for me. I know I could do more. There's 4 of us in here. Make sure you hit the do more and hit the like button. That way I know you guys are really here. And it shows that you're committed. It shows there's something about this video that fell on your lap and you stayed to watch. Stay to watch for some reason. We're connecting. Hit the like, hit the subscribe so we can talk about it later. This is just a quickie right here that we're talking about it. So you start realizing, dang, I know there's more to my life. I know I'm capable of doing more. That's curiosity. That's your conscience yelling at you, telling, yes, you are made for more. You can do more. So then use a little bit of your courage. Use a little bit of curiosity. Curiosity is what gets things going. Like, really? There is more? I know there's more. I know there's more. Then you use your courage to start working on it. That's where we can fall back, because the diet is too hard. The exercise is too hard. The spirituality is too hard. The understanding the rules of the universe is just, we make it too hard. It's not really that complicated. It's pretty basic, but we make it too much because we take on too much and we're expecting these huge, huge accomplishments real fast. Then we get discouraged and we don't see them. And because we get discouraged is where we get distracted and we go pleasure chase against me because we want that instant gratification. Believe me, I've been there. I only talk about the stuff that I've done and that I've gone through, and I've been there. It's like, why isn't this working? And that's a great question to ask. One of the most powerfulest questions to ask is, why isn't this working? Because we're supposed to make progress. Once I turned it around and said, okay, let's try this 1%. I'm going to get 1% better, but make sure that that 1% sticks. 1% better. I'm not even going to say 1% better every day. Just 1% better. What am I going to do? I'm going to eat 1% better. I'm going to exercise 1% better. I'm going to manage my money 1% better. I'm going to try to figure out how to make a little bit more. Just 1% more. I'm going to try to understand and read these basic laws of the universe, such as do unto others as I want done to me. Whatever I have more. Whatever I don't use, I lose. These basic universal laws. Just 1%. Just understand just a little bit. Gratitude. Let's start with gratitude. Be grateful for existing. That's a universal law. Be grateful for existing. Because you get more of what you put out. So if you're grateful, you're going to have gratefulness come upon you. The universe is going to be grateful for you, so it'll reward you. Health, wealth, love, generosity. Health, wealth, love, spirituality, generosity. Health, wealth, love, spirituality, generosity. How can I be generous? I don't have no money. I'm broke. I'm in debt. How am I be generous? By being a good example. By carrying yourself well. By standing up straight. By being grateful for existing. By maybe posting. By maybe commenting. Maybe you don't want to post, but maybe you could drop a comment somewhere that says, wow, this makes sense, or I'm going to try this. You're showing others that, hey, that person, Albert commented, and he said that he rocks with this. It makes sense to him. You're being generous, because that person might have been shy to post something, but yet you did. So you're telling him, hey, it's okay. You're showing them. You're being an example. Therefore, you're being generous. That's just 1%. If you stick to that 1%, and then you let it grab, then you go for the next 1%. Then you go for the next 1%. That's where you start stacking chips. You start creating momentum. So I'm going to start talking about this a little bit more. This was just 1% better. 1% better. And I'm not even adding the word every day, because then you can get overwhelmed. Oh, I'm at 7% by the end of the week. Like, no, just get 1% better. And once that 1% just becomes normal, like, okay, I don't drink soda anymore. It could be 1%. I only drink 1 soda a day as opposed to 6 sodas a day. That's 1% better. Cool. Then I'm gonna drink half. I'm gonna buy the small cans. I stop buying. I buy 1 can at a time. I don't buy the 24-pack no more. That's 1% better. Whenever you're ready, but make sure that it's 1% better. That you're not getting 1% worse. Because just as you can get better 1% at a time, you could also regress, go backwards 1% at a time. If you get that mindset of like, it ain't difficult, it's just 1%, I could do it. You got a bunch of days left of your life. What about just 1% each time? 1% better in attitude, 1% better in gratitude, 1% better in mindset. And whenever that remember the second part, which is important. Whenever that 1% becomes normal, add another 1%. We'll keep on talking about this later. If you're still here, make sure you subscribe. so you get the notification. I'll be going on live later on tonight, about 8 o'clock my time, Southern California time, and then we'll talk about it more. So hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll get at you on my live later.